Have you ever noticed? Every time you feel motivated, you suddenly believe your entire life is about to change? You tell yourself, tomorrow will be different.
Tomorrow.
You'll finally become the person you promised yourself you would be. You'll wake up early, stop wasting time, work harder, and finally take control of your life. You write the goals down, and for a moment, every single one of them feels completely possible. A better body, a stronger mind, more focus, more discipline, a completely different version of you. Tonight you feel ready, inspired, almost unstoppable, and you honestly believe this time will be different. In your mind, the future already looks brighter, because motivation has convinced you that change has finally begun. Then, morning comes, the alarm rings, and suddenly, the person you were last night is nowhere to be found. Your body feels heavy, the room feels cold, and every goal from last night suddenly feels very far away. 5 more minutes, just 5, and then I'll get up. But before your feet touch the floor, your hand reaches for something easier. Your phone
Notification.
becomes another. One video becomes 5, and time quietly disappears without asking permission. Five minutes become 15. You look at the time, and that familiar feeling returns. You're already behind. The workout never happened, the book stayed closed, and the plan you loved last night remains untouched. And this is where something dangerous happens. You stop questioning the plan and start questioning yourself. Maybe I'm lazy. Maybe I have no discipline. Maybe I'm simply not strong enough. The disappointment isn't new, because deep down, you know you've lived this exact day before. Not once, not twice, but so many times you've stopped counting. But what if you've been blaming the wrong person this entire time? Look closely at your past attempts, and you might notice something strange. They all began with a feeling, a powerful speech, a difficult breakup, a new year, a Sunday night filled with regret. Something made you feel different, and because you felt different, you believed you had changed. But feeling ready and being prepared are two completely different things. Motivation is emotional, and emotions change, sometimes within hours, sometimes within minutes. Some days, you feel unstoppable, everything feels clear, and difficult work almost feels exciting. Other days, getting out of bed feels difficult, and the smallest task feels heavier than it should. If your progress depends on your feelings, your progress will change every time your feelings do. This is why motivation was never supposed to carry your life. You need something more reliable. The path to mastery begins with a single step. Be consistent. Be relentless. Think about the things you already do automatically, without inspiration, without excitement, without a motivational speech. You don't need motivation for every basic routine, because repetition has removed the decision. What if your important habits could work the same way? Simple, predictable, almost automatic. The first step is surprisingly uncomfortable. Stop trying to change everything at once. Don't build 10 habits. Choose one. One action so small, you have almost no excuse to avoid it. Want to read more? Don't promise 50 pages. Start with 2. Want to focus? Don't demand 4 perfect hours. Protect 20 minutes. Want to wake earlier? Don't depend on morning discipline. Prepare the decision tonight. Put the alarm across the room. Now, staying in bed becomes slightly harder. If your phone steals your attention, stop demanding more self-control. Make distraction harder to reach. Move the apps. Turn off notifications. Put the phone somewhere your hand cannot reach automatically. If you want to write, leave the notebook open. Make the first step visible. Good systems don't make you stronger. They make the right action easier. Your environment is always shaping your behavior, even when you don't notice it. If temptation is beside you, you'll fight it all day, and eventually, you may lose. But when the right action is already prepared, starting requires almost no negotiation. This is the secret most people ignore. Discipline often begins before the difficult moment arrives. Your morning begins the night before. Your workout begins when you prepare. Your focus begins when distractions disappear. Build the system when your mind is calm, so you don't need courage when your mind becomes tired. Then, track one win. Track one win. Not 10 wins. Not a perfect day. Just one promise you kept to yourself. The next day, do it again. At first, nothing dramatic happens. Your life looks almost exactly the same. No transformation montage, no sudden confidence, no magical morning where everything becomes easy. You simply return to the same small action, again, and again. And every time you return, something inside you changes, quietly. You begin collecting evidence. Evidence that maybe you can trust yourself. Confidence doesn't always begin with believing in yourself. Sometimes belief comes after proof. Every promise you keep becomes a small piece of proof. One day, you stop saying, "I'm trying to become disciplined." You simply become. Introduced someone who does what he said he would do. Not perfectly, not every day, but often enough that your identity begins to change. And yes, eventually, you'll miss a day. You'll sleep late, lose focus, waste time, and hear that old voice return. See? Nothing changed. You're still the same person. This moment matters more than the perfect days. Because now, you have a choice. You can turn one mistake into a new identity. Or you can simply return. Consistency was never about never failing. It was about refusing to disappear after failure. Miss once. Return tomorrow. Fall down. Stand back up. Yes. Your system doesn't need perfection. It only needs you to keep coming back. Tonight, before you sleep, don't make another enormous promise to yourself. Don't promise a new life. Change one small thing in your environment. Choose one action, small enough to repeat, even when motivation is gone. Prepare it tonight. Make it visible. Make it easy. Remove the first excuse. Tomorrow morning, The alarm will ring again. The same phone will be there. The same bed. The same tired body. The same excuses. Nothing around you needs to change. Your future won't be built on the days you feel inspired. It will be built here. On ordinary mornings, when nobody is watching, when motivation is silent, and you follow the system anyway. Stop waiting to feel ready. Build the system. Start small. Stay consistent. Rebuild yourself.